Hi guys, Digital S343 here, and today, as I promised, well, not really promised, well, as I told you, I'm making 2 videos this week, because I want to start doing videos every week, for at least the remainder of the summer, and I'm not going to be able to make one next week, so I'm going to make one right now. So, as I told you before, this is going to be on wiring all of this stuff. So right here we have a box of, this is the box that the buttons and the joysticks came in. I have 2 of them. I just brought one down here. And if you hear like a little crunching noises in the background, it's my cat eating food. So that's it. And if you can hear the rain, it's because it's like downpouring where I'm at right now. So anyway, well, here's one of the buttons. It's pretty easy to just like hook up. This isn't the hard part. So I'll just show you this part first. So obviously, button. Click button, presses the thing, sends the input. Alright. So I'm just going to take this bottom piece off because it doesn't come with the bottom piece on. You get this part. Oh geez, that's amazing. You get this part, and then you get this part. And you get a bunch of these parts because they have to have 1 on each button, and the joysticks have 4. So this is like when you press the button, it hits this, and that's what sends the signal. So there's 3 like 3 prongs sticking out the end of this. 1, 2, 3. You use the second one, I believe. I will be able to double check this on the inside. The second one is what goes into the iPack, like which input you want it to go into the iPack. And this bottom one is the ground. Now you need the ground, or else anything that you do is not going to work. So the ground is where it gets a little more complicated. And it's still not very hard. But anyway, I will just put this thing back together. Alright, so now that we have this thing back together, I'll just put it in the box and put it off to the side. See, as you can see, I did get it from X Arcade. Right there. That is not where I got the marquee from. I don't have them, I don't believe that, at least. Anyway, put this back in the box. Yeah, I kept the box. Anyway, put this off to the side real quick. And let's get down to business. Make sure I put the mouse like this so I don't get that, delicious cracking noise. Now, let's lift this up and show you in the inside again. And the computer's not on, so there's not a little light on there. So yeah, I already explained the keyboard, how it goes in, everything. So now we're just going to talk about the wiring. So how about we just start with a single button. So obviously these red wires, so it is the second prong. Second prong is what you need. Hang on a second. I'm just gonna switch my camera to macro real quick. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to put it on macro so it's not like all fuzzy and everything. So as you can see, we have one of these first prong with this red wire on it. You don't have to use a red wire. It's no preference, you just need a wire. So anyway, the second prong is the wire goes right into the iPack, directly which one you want it to be. So you can see it's this second wire right here is this button, and this is, I believe it is, what the heck, left on the controller. So when you're hooking up these joysticks, you want to be careful on what you're doing, because it's backwards when you hook these up on the bottom, because you can tell if you go left, the bottom's gonna go right. So you have to make sure you're hooking these up correctly, just to let you know, so you don't hook these all up and you're like, oh yeah, wait, it's backwards. Which, if you're too lazy to rewire them, if you wired them the wrong way, I suppose you can change the controls in MAME itself, but I would just prefer it to be, wired the right way. Anyway, so the red wire on each one goes into the iPack, into each space that it wants, like each space that it corresponds to. So like coin number 3, for example, right there, coin number 3 would go into this button right here, because this is the 3rd player coin. So that is the basic like wiring of what you want each thing to do. Easy enough. Am I right? Okay. It's easy enough. You just plug it into where you want it to go. That is the easiest. That's the easy part. And the second part is a harder, but you can still do it. It's not that hard. So it's like you look at these yellow wires and you're like, yep, I see where this is going. So I'm going to tell you where this is going. I don't exactly remember where we started the ground at. But here's the thing with the ground. The ground, all of these have to go together and into, they are actually ground. I don't know if you can see that, but there is, see that G and D. That's ground. And you need that for the actual buttons to work because it needs to have a complete circuit. Because electrical things don't work when there's not a circuit. Basics. So you need a circuit. And I don't remember exactly where we started the ground. Somewhere on here. Let's say this one. We started on this one. So this yellow wire, I'm glad we used yellow wire because it makes it a lot easier for me to explain this to you. I had my uncle help me. He did like the majority of the grounding, so yeah. He did all of the grounding actually. But I still understand how to do this. So what you do, you have one ground wire. It goes into like the next button on the thing. You just gotta keep going through. So like when you have these little like fork looking things that go onto the prong, you have to have two. When you have ground, you have to have two of the wires going into it because you need one to go to the next and one to go to the before. So you just hop to each one of the grounds on these prongs and you just like work your way through all of the buttons. You go to the next pair, next pair, next pair, next pair. You just go all the way around this whole thing and then you plug it into the ground. Simple as that. You just plug it into the ground. Okay? Is that easy enough to kind of understand? You just look at the button, you go to the next one, 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 you just go all the way around this whole setup with ground wires. They're all connected, and then it just makes one gigantic circuit. And since they're all grounded, then you can just go whoosh, whoosh, with each and every individual one plugs into there. And it's really easy to put these in. You just get a little just get a screwdriver, like one of those little like ones in like a glasses pair, and you just unscrew these little screws right on the end. It loosens up the hole, you slide the wire into it and you screw it down and it gets clamped in there. So, and like you could like screw this into the wood or something if you wanted to hold it in place. But you can see how many wires there are going into this. It's gonna be held there by itself. It's like Dr. Octopus. Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. Octagonopus, but you know, it's not wrong. That's the wrong reference. Anyway, so it's just like all these wires. It looks really messy, and if you do it, you can make it a lot cleaner. But it's very basic. You just plug second prong. Second prong, it's going to be that with every single one of these. Second prong, unless you have like some ridiculous one. But like if you buy from X Arcade or a place like that, it's going to be the second prong. The second prong, you can even look up like a schematic for it if you don't believe me. Second prong goes into whichever one you want, whichever like control you want it to be. So like up, it's going to go into up on here. Like 4-player up, it's going to go into 4-player up on there. It's not very hard to, it's not hard. You're not going to like mistake like which one, okay, this is 4-player. Which one is the 4-player? It says like 4 up. Like each button's going to say 1, that's the, like it'll have a number before the name of the button. That is the number player you're doing. Like that is the number of like person that you are corresponding to. So it's like 4 up, 4 down, 4 left, 4 right. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4. Does that with all the way 1 through 3. And you can, like, in case you're making a 2-player arcade machine, I bought the iPac 4. That's so you can have 4 people. You can buy just the normal iPac 2. That's just 2 people. You just take, see these 4? You just take them, you just go whoosh, whoosh. You just chop those off and then you get that. There you go. iPac 2, that's what that's for. And it's the same setup with the iPac 2. It's not going to be any different. There's just more inputs on the iPac 4. So I really hope that this kind of helped explain how this whole wiring setup works, and kind of clarify how it's not so hard. Like, I remember when I was looking up like arcade machine videos when I wanted to make one, I was seeing all these wires and I was just like, how am I ever gonna do that? Really, if you get the iPack, it's a good investment. It's gonna save you a lot of time. It's gonna make your whole life setting this thing up like 10 times easier. So just thank the iPack. Give it a little round of applause. Just that was a poor clap, but I'm holding a camera. So I really hope that helped you like figure out how this whole thing works, and then as you can tell, once you get all this wiring set up, then you just flip it over and look at that. You have a controller for an arcade machine. Voila. I mean, oh yeah, and along with this, like I made this in like I made this control panel. It's not like, but you can, if you don't have the material or the tools to make this whole control panel kind of thing going, you can buy control panels. Just letting you know, the control panels online that you buy are gonna be a little expensive, like actually a lot of expensive. Like this was probably like $50 in wood. If you go online and you want to buy like a 4-player one of these, that's the whole reason I didn't buy a 4-player setup. I needed to build it because the 4-player ones, it's like $200 to get one with no buttons in it. No buttons, it's just the empty thing with the holes drilled in it. And there's usually more holes than you need when you buy one of these. There's like 500 million holes for buttons, and you're just like, okay, what do these do? So I would suggest, if you can, build one. I didn't really look at any, because I was planning to build a 4 one the whole time, so I didn't really look at the plans for making just a 2-player one. If you want to buy a pre-built 2-player one, it's probably a lot cheaper. It's obviously going to be a lot cheaper. And you'll probably find some really simple ones that won't be that expensive. Or you can even ask somebody to build you one. Really, you probably shouldn't ask me because I don't really have the materials to build another one of these. But, I mean, I don't know. I would have to think about it. I don't think I would even be able to anyway. But there are people that will build you these. Okay? You can give them money and they'll build you one. So, this is like my arcade machine. I love it. It's awesome. So I gotta paint this part. So I think that's it. Hope this video helped you. And oh yeah. Okay, so me, my friend, Stealthy Gamer 01, and my other friend, the new test subject. I already did this in another video. We're making one collaboration channel called The New Digital Gamers. And basically it's gonna be like video game things, little extra, like, you know, just kind of like videos, like, I don't know, some action videos or something, but it's majority of it's going to be gaming, and we're still like working on videos. We need to get together and make an introduction video, but yeah, once, like, I'll like put a link to it in like my channel once we actually get videos up on there, because you don't want to go to a channel that doesn't have videos on it. Why would you do that? So once we get videos on it, I'll put a link in my channel and you guys can go check it out. That'd be awesome if you went and checked it out. And so if you like this video, please subscribe. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.